The protest that has been held outside of Parliament for the past weeks is one of the most devastating human consequences. The people here, the Tamil people who came here, many of them as asylum seekers and refugees, have their loved ones in the conflict zone at the moment, being bombarded, being destroyed as a community. And they're here asking the British Parliament for help. I've been involved in the struggle for justice in Sri Lanka for over 15 years now. I was instrumental in ensuring that Anton Balasingham and Adele got their passports here when they escaped from the Vani way back in about 1999. But what we've seen with this genocide that has been going on by the Sri Lankan government has been quite devastating. The heavy artillery and bombing of civilian communities. And of course here we have seen a tremendous protest by the Tamil diaspora, asking, pleading that the world should take note and that the world must do something to help. I've spoken now on many occasions with the Foreign Secretary. I'm delighted that the action that he has taken, both in going to Sri Lanka himself, condemning some of the outrages himself, demanding that there should be an immediate ceasefire to protect the Tamil people. I'm delighted at the action that he's taken too through the United Nations. But we have a big fight on our hands in the international community. We have to try and secure the compliance of China and Russia in the UN Security Council to make a very strong resolution condemning the action of the Sri Lankan government. More than that, I have asked the Foreign Secretary and the Home Secretary to look urgently at the occasions of deportation of Tamil asylum seekers from this country. Only yesterday, a young girl, aged 21, who came here seeking asylum because she had been sexually assaulted by the Sri Lankan security forces, was being deported back to Colombo. She's from the northeast. She would have eventually had nowhere to stay in Colombo and probably would have been picked up by the very same security forces that had given her such a terrible ordeal previously. That cannot be right. That's why I have asked that the Home Secretary and the Foreign Secretary agree that there should be no further deportations to Sri Lanka while this terrible humanitarian conflict is still ongoing. I'm pleased to say that we managed to get that young woman off the plane. She is now back at Jarl's Wood, not perfect, being detained still, but in safety, not deported back to the conflict from which she was fleeing. We must ensure that no one who has come here to Britain genuinely seeking our help as an asylum seeker, fleeing in fear and persecution of their lives, should be deported back into the terrible situation that now obtains in Sri Lanka.